BlackBusters.
What's cracking, family? What it do, though? We back, man. BlackBusters, the best movie review podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig. All right, I'm your host, Big Ja, and this is my co-host.
Today I'm Tony Perry.
Tony Perry! Tony!
You might have met my cousin.
You might have met his
my cousin Tyler.
Oh, Tyler, yeah.
I'm Tony Perry.
Oh, he's your cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm Tony Perry.
Tony Perry. Yes, sir. I love it. Man, since you heard, he's related to brother Tyler Perry. He's
Perry.
Tony Perry.
Tony Perry.
We're doing one of his films. And I want to say, until I do, maybe I might go through my list or go through his list of films, but I used to always say this, and I wonder if it still stands. I think it does still. This is my favorite Tyler Perry film.
This is your favorite Tyler Perry? Okay.
And that's why we're doing it first. This is Daddy's Little Girls.
Okay.
Daddy's Little Girls. Starring Idris Elba, Gabrielle Union, Tasha Smith.
Yep. Love me some Tasha Smith.
Tracee Ellis Ross is in it. Terry Vaughn.
Yeah, Terry Vaughn is in it.
Oh, I love, man.
Old Louis Gossett Jr.
Old Louis.
Oh, Lou.
Gossett.
Oh, Lou makes one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written and directed by brother Tyler Perry. This is my favorite. This was and still might be my favorite Tyler Perry film.
Shout out to Melinda Williams.
Yes, indeed.
She's in it as well.
Oh, she's so cold.
Yeah.
And she did her thing, too.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how you see stars, in my opinion, stars, because she was one of the stars in the TV show Soul Food. She was in The Wood.
Yeah.
And then you see her play like a lower, not a lower, a lesser,
smaller part.
A smaller part. And she still does her thing, man.
Yeah.
With humility and grace, and she killed her role.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls is a dope film. I enjoyed it for several reasons, but I'll get to the reasons soon. It's about a young man in his 30s, Idris Elba. He's the single father of 3 girls.
Monty.
I think his name is Monty. And I think these girls are 12, 9, and 7 or something like that. And he has an ex-girlfriend who's the mother of his 3 daughters named Tasha Smith.
Jennifer.
She plays Jennifer, right?
Yeah.
So she's a hood rat mom to the core, project baby.
Horribly bad.
She's the epitome of the worst mother you could have.
Yeah. I loved every second of it.
Yes.
She was so bad.
And she was great.
Yeah.
She was so great.
Cruella.
And bad and great. Cruella DeVille, man.
Black Cruella.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Still sexy.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? Always sexy.
Always.
But she played a horrible mother.
Oh, yeah.
And she did a great job doing that. So he is struggling to, make ends meet. He's a young dude that works at a car. He's a mechanic. He works at a mechanic shop owned by his almost like his mentor, Louis Gossett Jr.'s character,
who's getting a little bit too old for the
wrench.
wrench.
Is it Miles? Is his name Miles or
Willie?
Willie.
Yeah.
Willie's car repair.
Yeah, and he's getting too old for the wrench.
Yeah,
I can't do it like he used to, and it's looking to sell.
Yes, indeed. And he's looking to sell. Idris is looking to buy, but Idris is slowly getting the money together. Yeah. Because he has these 3 daughters he has to take care of, and he only makes so much money at the car repair spot.
Yeah.
And
he's always short.
He's always short.
Right. The money that he paid out to Willie, he was a little short on.
The money he paid out to his mother-in-law, his ex-mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short.
He's a little short.
But he always pays.
Always pays.
It's gonna be short, but he always pays.
Yep.
So this is another film in Atlanta. Another film in Atlanta.
Spending time in the ATL.
ATL doing their thing, man. Monty is trying to make ends meet. He's just a good brother. He's not a street guy. He has a record though. He's a former athlete. We'll get into that in a minute. He has a record that no one really talks about because it was so long ago. And he was acquitted.
Yeah.
Was
he acquitted?
I believe so. I'm sorry. No.
No.
He went to jail.
Time.
But came to find out that
we find out via flashback that he was innocent.
Yes.
But he did the time.
He did the time.
Which would make him a registered sex offender.
Yes.
For the crime he was accused of.
Yes.
Okay, so
let's get to that. Yeah. Put that on pause and come back to that.
No disrespect, Monty. I know you're a good man.
Yeah, man. But nigga,
the system fucked you up.
Yeah, the system for sure. So, his big homie Willie, the owner of the repair spot, like, you trying to buy this spot or not? I got a couple jobs for you, man, because he also has connect to drivers, limo drivers, and just like luxury drivers.
Yep.
And Monty's like, bro, I'm a mechanic, bro. Yeah. I'm better under the hood than behind the wheel.
I'm not a behind the
wheel.
And
I'm not a people person like that. I don't want to be sitting there driving people around, man. I'm cool. He said, bro, you want this spot or not? You want this job or not?
Yeah, you need the money.
Right. And now he comes across a situation where his 3 daughters, he doesn't have them. And his ex-girl, Jennifer Tasha Smith, doesn't have them either. The grandmother is raising the kids.
Or so grandma passes and he moves the girls into the timeline is modified a little bit. The grandma passes, he's moved the girls into his house, but he still hasn't started driving yet.
No, not yet.
Right? But then he starts driving, and while he's out driving, the girls have an issue at the house, which ultimately leads them to be put into their mother's care.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's because the grandmother's taking care of the 3 daughters. The father, Idris, comes by weekly or throughout the week, brings groceries and brings money. Yeah. So they don't live with him, but he is financially paying for his daughters.
Shame on Monty for not recognizing that cough earlier, because grandma was coughing her ass off.
Some of that was probably intentional.
Yes.
Hey, bro, I'm finna go.
Please notice my cough.
Let me like live these last few months by myself without the burden of being a parent again.
Yeah. Grandma was
trying to get
dying.
His attention. Like, after a while, she was like, "Nigga, I'm dying. I got cancer." and he looked so like
surprised. Yeah.
He was like, "I want to get that cough checked."
Yeah,
nigga, that ain't no. If you too old to know that's a smoker's cough.
That ain't the first time you've heard that cough. Every day this week,
something's wrong, bro.
She been coughing.
You should be looking at her napkin for blood, homie. You know what I'm saying? So
something wrong with mama.
Okay, so Monty is he gets the grandmother passes away, and no one tells Jennifer, which is crazy.
Right.
No one. So she gets to the funeral at the cemetery. Late.
Wow.
Everyone's leaving. Y'all ain't tell me. My own mother ain't tell me. Did nobody tell me she was going?
That shit is real.
Yeah.
That was hella believable. That Tasha. Jennifer would show up that mad and pissed. Despite how absentee she may or may not have been in anybody's lives, when mama goes, somebody's supposed to have told her.
Somebody. But I do kind of feel like it's impossible.
Yeah. For her not to know?
Even someone at the store, at the nail shop.
Yeah.
Not even a family member. Hey, sorry about your mama. What you mean sorry about my mama?
Yeah.
But at the same time, how do you live in the same city as your mom? And you don't know. Right. You ain't been by your mom's crib.
Right. Which they established that, like, you know, she would, but they also established that it's kind of a small, like, I don't know if, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a small town, because we know that they're in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
But it's like a neighborhood. It feels like neighborhoody.
Yeah. Because, and this is why, because the beginning of the film is at the car repair spot where Monty works, and Willie is not doing the best job on trying to fix this girl's car. The girl is Maya. Maya is the neighborhood homegirl.
Melinda Williams.
Melinda Williams plays Maya.
Yep.
Come to find out, it's a big city, but it's a small area.
Yeah.
This could be one of the counties. I heard there's like 10 counties in Atlanta.
Yeah.
This could be one of the counties, or a small area. Mechanicsville, like
the J's in LA.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, one, Santa Rosalia, Marlton, Somerset, one of them streets would be like, okay, there's a bunch of apartment buildings. There's a store everybody
People
goes
been living there their whole lives.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Inglewood. This is, everybody in Watts know each other damn near.
That type of thing.
So Maya is like, I need my car fixed. I'm on my way to work. I'm almost late. So she comes to the spot. Monty fixed her car fast.
Like that.
Got it running. Thank you, Monty. Cool. Come to find out, Monty is her neighbor. They live in the same complex together.
Yep.
So Monty has a car, but he walks to work. If you notice that. He walks to work. That's how close he is.
Yep.
And so Everybody know each other. He been knowing Maya since he was probably 15 and she was 11.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So come to find out, Idris comes into issues with the wife, the ex-girlfriend. Now the mom has custody of the 3 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that's a bad idea
Mm-hmm.
because while he was out driving, one of the girls started a fire at the crib.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me because that's as much as I really enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
There's certain things that just don't make sense.
It's got holes in it.
Yeah,
It's got some serious holes.
And so because this is even the movies that I do like, I still critique.
Mm-hmm.
I break it down like, where's the fire?
Yeah.
The fire was in the house. We've been back to that house.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see no fire damage.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Say a fire that was so big to where the police came and the girls were something happened to the girls to where they had to stay in the hospital overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like they inhaled too much smoke.
Child Protective Services type shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the damage of that in the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
We never heard anything about a fire ever again.
Right. But
we never even heard him talk about, hey, y'all y'all stay away from the stove and matches and shit like that.
The movie requires Monty to be in a desperate situation.
Yes.
That's in order to forge. So rewind, because the night of the fire, he's already driving, which means he's already met Gabrielle Union.
Right.
So let's talk about her introduction to the movie.
So he starts driving. He starts driving because Willie talks him into doing it. You can make some more money, and it can help you pay for this repair shop faster. The business that I'm trying to give to you, I'm trying to sell to you.
Yep.
So you need more money, bro.
And you got your girls now.
You need more money to take care of them. You need to be more financially stable to get a bigger spot and all that shit. You need this mechanic work you're doing is good, but you need you need a second job.
You got to step it up.
Yes, and this is going to help you do that. So he's looking out for you. This is a big homie. This is Pops, basically.
Yeah.
So he starts driving unwillingly, but he starts doing it. And his first client is Julia Rossmore. Julia Rossmore, who in his mind is this fancy career woman, corporate woman, and he doesn't know anything about it other than that.
Yeah.
He gets to the building. This building is big. It's fancy as hell. It's a law firm.
And the doorman is warning him.
Oh, you here to pick up Miss Rossmore? Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right. What's that supposed to mean?
Right.
Well, how hard could it be? I'm just a driver. You know what I'm saying? She comes out. They start off with the heels.
Yeah.
He watching the wall. He watching from her heels up. Heels, ankles, calves, thighs. Damn, she bad.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he says with his face. He didn't say it, but his stare, he's probably expecting this older Golden Girls rich white woman and comes out this fly-ass chocolate thing.
Yep.
He's like, damn.
Yeah.
And it's Gabrielle Union. She's Julia Rossmore and a partner of the Rossmore and Wagner, a law firm.
Yeah.
He's staring her down. He's in awe. She's like, you don't get my door?
Open the door.
She's automatically rude.
Open the door.
She didn't speak.
Yes.
She just saw him stare at her.
Yes.
And are you going to get my door? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But he's enamored. He wasn't expecting the chick to be that bad. He's used to the little hood chicks in his neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So he gets her in the car. Instantly, you can tell these two people are from different worlds.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
She doesn't want to talk. He wants to get to know. He just wants to be cordial.
And this is not just a Tyler Perry theme. This is a theme of a lot of black rom-coms. It follows the playbook pretty well. You've got the woman, super successful, super polished, and so thus utterly a bitch, right? Yeah. She's arrogant, she's rude,
out of touch,
and single. And she can't date within her category because rich niggas ain't shit neither. Right? Right. So she's utterly disappointed. Introduce blue collar working man, right? Who's blue collar, not as rich and not as wealthy, but he loved her and he loved Jesus and none of the above. And they're water and oil. But somehow they kind of find a way.
Yes.
We see this theme
time and time
over and over and over again.
Yes.
Gabrielle Union is the perfect person for this role.
Yes. She
plays this role as well as somebody could play it because she has all of the bitchiness with all of the subtle charm.
Gabrielle Union, I won't say she's underrated because she isn't. I think people know how dope she is, and they work with her accordingly. She is a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
She plays the bitch very well. She plays the I'm into you, I'm in love with you very well.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like a cheat code.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she's her beauty is timeless and ageless.
Man.
It feels like she hasn't aged a day.
Facts.
Right? I have no idea how old she is.
Right.
And even what's on the internet, I might not believe.
Right.
Right? Like, you know, she always plays a good, intelligent, articulate, smart, hood adjacent type gal.
Yes.
Right? Like, you know, quality actress.
Right.
She's not like a Steph Curry or even a Clay. She's like a Draymond, for lack of a better word. And I know that's a comparison to go to somebody, but like she is, like she never fills up the box score in any movie that she's in, but she's always really good.
Damn.
And really adequate.
You gave me an analogy. And I respect Draymond more and more and more, but as more than I used to.
Yeah.
I kind of want to give her more than that.
Like Clay? She's like a Clay. She's not a Steph.
She's not a Steph for sure.
She's not a star in anything that she is.
Oh, but she could be though. Hold on. So you see, you know, she's not a. The films that she does is crazy because I feel like, for a case in point, I feel like she could have been Olivia Pope in Scandal.
Yes.
And that would have changed her whole career.
That's a great point.
Shout out to my girl Carrie Berry. You know what I'm saying?
So it's almost like she's good enough to do it. She just hasn't had an opportunity.
Right. She has a talent for sure. So when you say she's not a star, I'm like, But I think because the movies that she does are very rom-com-ish to the point where that's all she's done really.
And they never ask her to do too much.
Yeah, other than the typical
to play this role.
The hardcore Cruella de Vil that turns into Snow White.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she definitely has. She's done some things that make me feel like, oh, this shit could do a lot more, bro.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
But like, you know, like she plays that role. Like in this movie, she's really good. She's not great, but she's really good, right? The same way like Idris in this movie, he's really good. He isn't great. He's just really good. And so she does, because she plays this character so well, she's so believable as the arrogant, you know, prissy, stick up her ass kind of like gal that like it all works because you believe she's that girl, right? It just don't have to do too much. He just kind of like need to be charming and love Jesus, right? The transformation occurs with Gabby Union's character.
I think true. Yeah, there's more transformation with her. When you said she's really good, she's not great, and I'm okay. Before I agree to that, I got a question or two to ask you. Like, what would make her great?
So here's what's interesting, and this isn't just with Tyler Perry's films or just this kind of genre in general. It's way too easy. They change who they are so fast without compelling steps to get there, right? So they go from super arrogant, super bitchy to like in love in like 20 minutes on film, right? And the bend never makes sense. Like in this particular instance, it happens too fast. It happens too quickly.
Yeah.
So because of that, we don't really get to see her grappling with what she's deciding to do in terms of dating this man that doesn't have a lot of money and the conversation. You know, it just happens so quick that we don't get to see her work. So even though we get there, we don't get to see how we got there.
And I love the love story.
What great would be.
I get it. Thank you. I needed that. And I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It was a little too microwave. I say this. I call it microwaved plots or microwave events that just kind of happen too fast. One thing, Idris Elba is probably one of the most demanding and commanding, one of the engaging actors of his time. Very Denzel-ish. Yeah. Very Lawrence Fishburne.
Got those qualities.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. In this movie, he did his thing. I get what you're saying because based off your explanation about why she was very, very good but not great. It's the same here.
Yeah.
It's just the kind of how he was directed. You know, I wanted a few lines to be said in certain things, certain moments. Like one thing I'm gonna say this is not even a verbal a verbal critique. It's something that I didn't like when he found out the daughter had weed in her bag.
Yeah,
and he was at the office, the principal's office, and then Joe, the new boyfriend, the drug dealing boyfriend, Joe, he came in there and Idris tried to rush him.
Yeah,
and he put Idris in the a headlock, or basically like in a rear naked choke, and put his hand behind his back. That's not how that ever goes.
Yes,
and because this is nitpicky. It doesn't kill the movie for me.
Right.
It just makes like, it takes away from Monty's character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That Idris Elba, his look, his stature is too demanding and too sizey for him to be able to get him
for that to one person like that. Yeah.
He needs 2 or 3 guys to hold him back. For Joe to be able to basically sun him. Physically, lets you know, oh, not only are you not a gangster, but you don't even have the hands or the physical ability to subdue the guy that did your daughter wrong. You can't even protect your daughter.
Yep.
I didn't like that.
And
that to me didn't seem good for his character.
100% agreed.
And so it doesn't make him less of a man. It makes him less of a protector.
Yeah. Another little nitpick, popcorn, as you kind of referred to it, and I think it cheapens, really cheapens Gabby Union's character, is all it took was one night. One night.
Her birthday.
Like, the man literally just took her to a blue spot.
She got drunk. Danced with me.
Danced.
That song was dope. Michelle Cheklo.
Yeah. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
That's amazing. Soundtrack was crazy.
Yeah. And that's and now she's on the fast track to being in love.
And here's the thing. As much as I like the film, we got to keep it 100, man. That's something that I feel like it's okay to critique.
Yeah.
Brother pilot, Mr. Perry. Yeah, I love the film still.
Yeah.
But
I
feel like that's a microwaved event. Like her falling in love after getting drunk one day. We see little things. We see that there are little nuggets, but it had nothing to do with love yet. But there is attraction there. When he walked her to her car, her new driver, and he gave her a hug because he was thankful that she was taking basically his case pro bono. And after hours, he gave her a hug because he knew what else to do.
Yeah.
He hugged her on some thank you. I really appreciate you. She damn near crumbled. She melted in his nigga's arms.
Right.
That was letting the viewers know that she's starting to become softer to him.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it came out of nowhere.
Right.
But her to go to hey, I'm only doing this because I want you to get your kids back, to like I'm in love with you the next day after having a drunk night.
Very quick.
That's still a little too quick, man. And we need 2 or 3 other scenes to make that a stronger transition.
Tyler Perry's movies are about themes.
Yeah.
They aren't about specifics, right? All of his movies have an overarching theme. This movie has an overarching theme, and there are scenes that are put together in support of that theme.
Right.
Right?
I get that.
And Tyler Perry doesn't always tether those scenes with the tightest continuity. Right? Like it's more like you get it. Like I don't have to show you, you kind of like get it. Now what it does is that some would argue that it makes Tyler Perry's films maybe less impactful than what they
hence you saying she was good but not great.
Right. Like it's we get what's happening, we get what this movie is about. We know how this movie is going to end.
Right.
Even like when we're 20 minutes into it, we already know. If I had never seen this movie before, I was like, oh, okay. He's going to end up with her and she's going to be stepmommy and he going to get his kids back.
Right.
So now I'm just basically waiting to see, how we get to that point.
And to his defense, I could do that with mostly any film. I can do that even with a Quentin Tarantino film. I knew that Kill Bill. I knew that baby girl was going to end up killing Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that she was going to end up living through it and fighting the world to get to Bill and finally killing him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's the tightness of continuity isn't there all the time. Sometimes I wonder, like, why exactly are the actors having this choice? Like, for example, you can think like the first time her character Julia Rossmore comes over to his house to have for dinner, or to meet the girls, and they're giving her attitude, not knowing, as if they don't know that she's the lawyer chick that is helping them get back with her father. Right. It would be a lot more nicer to her. Right. But then she was like, "Oh, they made it seem like, that's you?
Mm-hmm.
You look different, like from her law clothes to her regular clothes. They didn't know it was her. Right. Oh, this is a random girl, a random woman that my dad is dating. Let's give her the third degree. Right. Even after they found out that she was the lawyer chick, and he made them all go to bed, even the oldest one was like, bye. Yeah. It's like, I understand you're supposed to be a little teenage brat. So you're supposed to be a little disrespectful, a little possessive of your father to the new girlfriend. Right. But that, it's just a little overbearing. Yeah. A little unbelievable.
You got a little bit too much attitude to avoid going to be with your mama again.
Right.
Right. Like you think you'd be on, better behavior overall. It's just like little stuff like that. And again, Tyler Perry takes these big bites of a theme and I think crafts good movies around them, right? But the thing is that like some of these bites that he takes on are so ambitious that like you need a different type of movie, right, to really flesh out the story, right? So we get there. We definitely get there.
It's a little clumsy though.
It's just a little thin. It's just a little thin.
His movies are so great to the masses, to his audience, is because he makes them feel so good. Yeah. Like even like almost every film is gonna have a church scene.
Or it's
gonna have a beautiful voiced vocalist killing the song.
To remind you to believe.
So the message is always clear in that way. He's very good at driving home that. Yeah. The Reverend is preaching, and you see Monty in this pew, like listening to the word, the sermon, and he's internalizing it to him. I believe it's giving him. He went to church and got a whole recharge. Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Which is a fundamental part of what Tyler Perry wants to promote. Yeah. Right? Like, his belief that like put your trust in God, no matter the situation, God will see you through. Right. That's what so Tyler Perry is gonna dedicate time in the film to drive home that theme. Right. That you need God. Don't go it alone, put your faith in God. Right. So that's gonna happen regardless. Right. Regardless of who marriage we talking about, whose situation we talking about, we going to church. You're absolutely right. Right. Tyler Perry always has fantastically bad villains. Right? Like, his villains are
crazy.
Are very bad, right? And in this instance, she's not believable as a mom. Tasha Smith, Jennifer. She has to be an exaggeration of the worst kind of mom ever. Because the decisions that she makes and the situations she puts her girls in, all of it is not believable, but that's what I'm saying. She's a Cruella de Vil type villain. Yeah. Like she's an over-the-top kind of villain.
And it's different where she was an ATL, where she was like the same kind of character. Yeah. But she actually cared about her daughters. Yes. Like she was like, y'all want me to take you where? She took her kids to the Cascades. Yes. She dropped them off, and she said, "Check this out. I don't want to hear about you." He said, "Y'all got some for y'all not to have no car, no money. Y'all sure looking nice. Yep. Let me find out you in there stealing. Like she's still being a mom, Cater, you know what I'm saying?
And pulled their ass up out of there.
Oh, she found some Gucci in the washing machine. I'm in your ass. Yep. No more fun. Bring your ass home.
Now, Daddy's little girl's mom.
That's the kind of mom you still a hood mom, but you still.
But that was realistic. Yeah. The Daddy's little girl version is like, go steal for me. Right. Go steal more.
Now, here's the thing. Here is the thing. My first statement to that is that's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And sometimes Tyler Perry overdoes the rottenness in the human being.
Right.
But I do know
That's a great way to explain
I got a homie that's like, bro, my mom was like, for example, when the riots hit in LA, I was one of the only kids on the block that couldn't go riot.
Me neither.
My mom, I was like, man, what the fuck? My mom
I was right by the Crenshaw swap meet.
Man, I'm bruh.
I was a stone's throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my mom, all the stores were burnt up in the hood where we from, and she was like, okay, go get some milk. She let me go loot for a gallon of milk, homie.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So my mom was one of the moms, and all the kids in my neighborhood knew that I had the good mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know some dudes some moms like, hey, go, come on, get up. We better go rob. We better go take and
let's go get.
So there are women who out there who will teach their kids bad lessons like steal for me.
Yeah.
But she made it her character, Jennifer, almost felt like she hated her kids.
Yeah.
And for her to have so many with one person, she has so many. It's a little to have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 7-year-old to be with a nigga for 12 years and have 3 of his kids, and then go to like hating them.
Yeah,
the grandmother that died, she did make a statement. I don't know where I went wrong. I don't know where I went wrong with her. She just changed.
Yeah.
Oh no, he said that.
Yeah, he said she's not the same girl I knew in high school.
That's possible, but damn.
And I mean, the thing is, and again, like you said, she is an over exaggeration of realistic qualities.
Right.
100%. They've just kind of like ballooned it out. The other thing that I felt was a little unrealistic is ain't no way Monty is single.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like for Monty to be, everybody in the hood knew Monty. Everywhere he went, somebody was waving. He was, what's up now? You know, what's up? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody at the blue spot knew him.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to cozy herself up to Monty and be like,
it's in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
The women in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
Man.
Somebody is cooking for Monty.
Come on,
man. And taking care of them kids.
First of all, let's just keep it 100.
Yeah.
There's no way Monty lives next door to Maya.
And he's not smashing.
Come on. Unless Maya literally is like my best friend's little sister I grew up. I love her like a little sister.
She's my play sister.
Because even how he hugged her, it was almost like, oh, this is my sister.
My little,
but why though, my nigga? When everybody, when everybody around you knows you, she's your neighbor. She lives next door. She's single. You fixing her car.
Listen, Monty's supposed to be Monty. In real life, Monty was off the market a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because as handsome as Monty is, as upstanding,
good of a person he is.
Man, and he in church?
Come on, man.
And he in church every Sunday?
There's no way.
He's off the grid.
Tyler, and you know, Mr. Perry, you know, right, you got church. It's a church in Atlanta.
You got I think it's Dr. King's church. Like,
come on, man.
Come on.
You got a dude that's fighting to get his 3 daughters back. He has a job,
a legitimate trade,
a legitimate trade that he's going to be the owner of the company soon. He goes to a church that's full of people.
Yeah.
You know how many offers of let me cook for you he'll go get from all these women that in his church?
Yeah. He would. Having somebody to look after them girls would be the least of his worries.
Come on.
It'd be the least of his worries.
Come on.
He was always...
So this is why I know we poke holes in the film.
It's because it's fun to do.
It's fun to do.
Right.
and it's valid.
Yeah.
But it's a feel-good film because you said she's not. You look past all that.
Past all
and Tyler, Brother Perry, Mr. Perry has us do that a lot. Well, at least has me do that a lot.
Yeah.
I look past a lot of things, like because the relationships between the two people are good.
We got to focus on the theme.
The theme is I'm waiting for them to fall in love.
And this is what I love about Tyler Perry movies.
Boom,
because they connect you to Tyler Perry always has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in that section of the culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tyler Perry speaks to an older crowd. Tyler Perry kind of speaks to a more like Christian adjacent crowd.
Yes.
And so this theme of women having to date beneath their means.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's essentially kind of what this movie is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though the movie is called Daddy's Little Girls, all of the important decisions in this movie are done by Gabrielle Union, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's the hero.
Mm-hmm.
It should be, the movie should be called Gabrielle's Stepbabies, right? Because she has to make all the decisions.
Gabby's little girls.
Gabby's little girl.
Julie's little girls.
Yeah. You know, because she makes all the important decisions.
Mm-hmm.
She decides to represent Monty.
Right.
Right? She decides to take on the case.
Right.
She decides to give Monty a chance. She decides, you know, like, everything that happens in this movie is the result of her decisions, right? As much as they frame it that it's about Idris and Monty, it's really all about Gabby, her decisions that she makes. And so what the theme is, you know, that you can agree or disagree is that, ladies, like, sometimes you might have to date a guy who makes less money than you, who's
a good
quote
person,
unquote
good
below
man.
your standards in order to find love or be happy.
Right.
Which I think is kind of unrealistic, but it is a common theme. That, even though, like, I think maybe it'd be unrealistic at working, I know there are some cases where it does work.
Yeah. In
this society, it's kind of difficult because we put so much pressure on the man being the man in the house, and there is so much issue where, you know, when the woman makes more than the man. But that's what this movie is about. Like, it's about, like, you know, can it work? Or women, the debate is like, should you lower your standards in order to find love?
For one, yeah. And I think I agree. The answer is yes. Because that statement, that phrase sounds so crazy, lower your standards. And it's not. I don't even like using that phrase a lot of the time.
I know.
Yeah. It's more so deal with each person individually. For example, her two homegirls, Terry Vaughn and Tracee Ellis Ross.
Yeah.
They were her homegirls, forcing her to go on dates with different people.
Yeah.
And they were picking terrible niggas,
which is another nitpick.
How do you pick who picked the Craig Robinson's character?
Yes.
What's his name in here? Did we have his name?
He's not even on the list.
It's not on the list. But, like, his character is clearly terrible to date.
Worse than fucking Monty.
Right.
How are you going to be disrespecting and turning your nose at Monty when this is the nigga that you recommended, that you hooked her up with?
And then you hooked him up with a married dude. So what are you doing? And so now, and for Terry Vaughn to be so disrespectfully nasty to the idea of her dating Monty, when she don't even know the driver?
Yeah.
How do you know that the driver don't own the company?
Friends were trash.
Friends are trash. Even Tracee wasn't as bad.
Yeah, but Terry was the worst.
Tracee said, "Well, hold on, man, maybe she's just having fun."
Yeah, you're not making. He's not getting serious, right?
Right.
You know,
Terry didn't even shake the nigga's hand.
Right.
For one, that's unrealistic, bro. Well, that's not true. I know some busters in the world. There's a lot of female busters and a lot of male busters. I will, bro. You know what kind of? I don't have one homeboy if I'm dating a chick that he doesn't approve of, and he don't shake her hand. I said, bro, man, that's
fucking foul.
That's you. First of all, you're a man.
Yeah.
She's a human being, my nigga. You don't have to agree with our relationship, but shake her hand, bro.
Be a decent person.
Yeah, like it's not his fault that you don't approve of her dating him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why sometimes the behavior be so unrealistic, unless Brother Perry just knows these type of despicable ass people. Maybe he does,
and he knows. And Tyler Perry is great at eliciting drama.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's great at these scenes.
He makes these people
scenes. It makes you despise these people, which is the sign of a great filmmaker and a great storyteller.
Oh yeah,
the emotion
to evoke these.
Exactly.
Yes.
To get me to be like, man, fuck
what the
Brenda.
fuck is going? Yeah, because
Terry Vaughn's character,
man,
because she's shady.
Brenda was trash, bro, she had a man and a child.
And he's trash. Her husband,
he's a buster.
He's a buster.
You're a buster, bro.
You married her?
I could tell you a buster, bro, from how Brenda's acting towards her friend. Like, bro, like, give him a chance. Hey.
Listen, if I'm ever in a situation where I come up on somebody and the first thing that you say is you grab the girl and can I talk to you for a second? And pull off to the side and have a conversation, obviously, about me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And then that's why he walked off on her.
Yeah.
He said, I got about an hour left with my kids.
And I can't deal with this bullshit.
Nah.
Yeah.
And you just stick up for me. Hey, check your homegirl.
Yeah.
For one, you my friend. All right. You can tell me once or twice, I think you're making a bad decision. I don't think it's right for you. I say, but also know you don't know this nigga. So I know that you're basing your opinion on this guy I'm dating off of nothing. Only thing you know is that he's a driver.
And listen, and here's what all y'all should know. I'm the most together bitch y'all know.
The fuck are you talking about?
Right? I have a driver. I work 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Right? I have somebody drive me. That's how together I am. So let me make whatever decision I'm gonna make.
And just be cool.
And be cool.
But you don't have to disrespect my date, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, so that made Julia look like a buster.
Yeah.
Terry Von's trash. And her whole other homegirl, Tracee Ellis Ross's character, Cynthia, she's weak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they never discussed this. Like they need to be checked. You hook me up with Craig Robinson, nigga, and the Brian White character?
Yes.
Huh?
Really?
Well, she might say, well, at least the Brian White guy, he's an attorney just like you. He's a lawyer.
Yeah, but he's married.
He's married.
So you didn't vet him?
He's a shitty ass nigga.
Obviously, they didn't vet any of these people.
Right.
The one guy is unemployed. He's a rapper.
A rapper?
Right. Like
at Foudy shot.
Yeah. But Monty, the driver,
the guy that I actually know, I chose him.
Yeah.
I chose this nigga, and you saying he's not worthy? Get the fuck out of my face.
Think about it like this: like the driver or the unsigned
40-year-old,
untalented 40-year-old rapper,
unemployed rapper.
Give me the driver,
or the driver, or the married lawyer.
Yes. Come on.
What are we talking about?
Come on.
Yeah. So
but again, these seem like nitpicks, but actually they're not. They're like us responding to the story,
right,
and the characters,
and that's what the show is about.
Right,
we breaking down, these blockbusters, and making them blackbusters.
The only other kind of little nitpick that I have before we get into some awards, for this one, it would be, we could spend more time on this. There's more themes, like we could talk about that theme of dating below one station, which is again, like I'm with you. Like I believe that. I want to believe that all people are equal. I think it's a lot easier for men to do it because men have the ability to date, quote unquote, above their league or below their league. And nobody questions a man's decision, right? Like if I dated a woman that came from money and was hella classy, guys would look at me like, man, you pulled that.
Yeah.
Right? Or if I dated a girl that was like, maybe a round the way girl, but she was fun or whatever, they'd still be like, okay, like, nobody would ever doubt me. But we don't always give women that same grace, right? We 100% accept when a woman dates up.
Right.
She done came up.
Right.
But we feel some, like...
You being used.
Yeah.
You taking care of a man?
Exactly.
Is he really a man if you make more than him?
That's the narrative, whether it's right or wrong or
it's real.
It's real.
People feel that way a lot.
That's the narrative.
And I say you should. It's a case by case situation. She could be like, okay, I'm assuming she's damn near a millionaire. Yeah, because she makes all this money and she's a partner at a law firm that her father built.
Yeah, she comes from money.
He's about to own this business. So she knew that. Like, here's the thing. I know that they're older. She's like early 30s. She's mid 30s. But he's a good father.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. And he's about to take over this company. He could end up having 4 or 5 car repair shops around Atlanta.
Yeah.
Especially with someone like you, not saying that you have to do that, but if you in his life and you his woman, you got the kind of bread that can help him get these other businesses started. You know what I'm saying? But if he's sitting on his ass not doing nothing, that's when it should be frowned upon when you say, hey,
like the Craig Robinson guy.
You ain't doing shit.
And one of the things that Monty has is something that you cannot buy, which is respect.
Right.
Everywhere he goes, he's respected. And she saw that. She saw that in the club.
Yep.
Everybody took a beat to be like, hey, Monty, what's up? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, what's up? Good to see you. I'm happy you're here. Right? The only thing that I didn't really kind of like at the end was I don't like when a movie ends and we pretend like it's all good. Right? So yeah, Tasha and Joseph got locked up, but the goons is still free.
Get that motherfucker.
Right? The goons is still free.
Don't overlook the obvious.
Yeah, don't overlook. So even though we having a parade that Monty's coming home with the girls and he done bought the shop and his sign is on or whatever.
How? That fast?
You still live in the same hood and the goon, like in a real version of that movie, that place is torched the night after the grand
and Monty
opening.
shot up.
Monty shot up like it's all good, but it's like, nah, the goons is free.
Right.
The goons is still free.
When I didn't like the fact that Monty can't fight.
Yeah.
That's tough. He's a good guy. He's a good father, but he's not a protector. He can't fight. Only way he can get the upper hand is if he runs a car into you and you already knocked out, and then he beat your ass because he hit him with a car. So he picked up a brick basically,
right?
And fought a guy that he should be able to whether he wins or loses, he should be able to fight this dude head up. That's just my personal issues with like niggas who can't fight. And I'm like, damn, he can't fight. He ain't soft. He wasn't soft, but he's a little too big. And Joe, they both two big dudes. They should be able to square off a little better than that.
Yeah.
But like overall, the film felt good. He I believe that she fell in love with the dude and it worked.
Yeah.
And Melinda should have a nigga, by the way. Melinda Williams. It just I feel like her character should have been somebody else.
Yeah.
She's too fly.
To be right
Williams,
next
too
door.
Fly to be right next door. And not that she should have had a dude she was dating.
Yeah.
It should have been something.
It's the obvious Brady Bunch situation is right there, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I'm still nitpicking, but that's the kind of shit I'm like,
yeah.
You got to make something got to happen.
You got to really you got to work a little harder to establish that she's not an option for him.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, right? Like I love you like a sister. You know, my whole life, or she
should have been the cousin.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
or give her a man. Like
give her a man.
Either make her blood cousin.
Right.
You know, or
this is Uncle Willie's granddaughter.
Yes, or something
our
like
daughter
that.
or something like that.
Yeah, like that will put her off limits.
That's family. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Exactly.
We don't do that, right?
Exactly.
Or like you said, cast somebody else that's either older, you know, or just obviously like not the right fit. There's a bunch of other things, man, but for this one, let's jump right into some awards.
Okay, and before we do that, I will say, it's a. I love the film because I want to throw this in there because of just seeing a black man fight for his kids.
I love that.
That's overall why I love this film,
which is such a common theme.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You see this a lot. Like there's a Facebook group that I'm a member of, and it'd be a lot of brothers in situations exactly like this, where they got like a Tasha-esque, you know what I mean? Like, you know, ex-baby mama. But like Monty, like a lot of these guys are still trying to get their shit together.
Yeah.
So they don't have the bread for a lawyer
and
like they need.
And he wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. And he wasn't really trying to drive, but driving the car would help him with his money, and it helped him find his future woman. Yeah. But like, the narrative a lot of the time is that black men ain't taking care of their kids. They running around having them, and they're dipping off on them. And I know that's a reality. It's not a stereotype necessarily. That's a reality, but not for everybody. And it's not the common reality if you think about. Well, I can't say if you think about it because I know a lot of kids I grew up with didn't have dads. But I know my homeboys. I have a lot of homeboys that are married. I've been to like probably 8 weddings on me in the last 10 years. Actually more than that. And these guys are still married. They're still fathers. These are black men. So, and even the single fathers, I was raised by a single father. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that I like to see that being portrayed.
I think it was.
So that's one of the reasons why I love this film. You know what I'm saying.
I think this movie needed. So the theory that I put into my head, why Monty even got with Jennifer to begin with, is because Monty catches the case, and I think when he gets out, I think he's at his lowest. His self-esteem is so low.
Yeah.
His self-worth is so low. He's probably feeling like,
people looking at me.
I was a ball player. I was a star.
My life is over.
My life is over. And I think she was right there to seize upon that.
To my Jennifer,
right? And they have the kids, but then ultimately, I think Jennifer realizes he ain't never gonna be nothing more than this. So she quits on him to get with Joseph to get the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the scenario. So maybe that whole theory about Monty should have been picked up. I think maybe he's a broken man.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a broken man, even kind of like going back to getting out from them cases, which doesn't really explain what makes him ready for a relationship with Julia.
Right.
But I think understanding a little bit more about Monty, besides just his desire for his girls, would give us a little bit more.
Right.
We get a lot of backstory about Julia's experience in the past with dating.
Right.
We don't get any of that with Monty.
Right.
We just know that like Jennifer is his ex, but we don't get a sense of like any line from him about like why I don't date, or most girls don't want to date a guy with three kids. We don't get any of that. Right. So I think like it leaves a little bit of a hole in who the character is.
I agree. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that film, I feel like those elements of character development is necessary. Yeah. Especially to help the character be great and not just good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we don't have a lot of characters to deal with in this movie.
Right.
The cast is relatively small. And that's what I'm saying. In terms of like time spent, we spend way more time with Gabby Union and Julia and her story and her situation than we even do with Monty.
Right.
A little less time there. So if they had kind of like made it even or equitable, but overall, like, can't really go wrong with a Tyler Perry movie. Unless Madea just ain't your thing.
Right.
And you just don't find it entertaining.
Yeah.
All of Tyler Perry's black rom-com dramedies, dramas,
right,
all check the majority of the boxes.
Boxes.
And they leave it to for you to fill in. Okay, let's get into some awards.
Let's get it.
MVP. Who is the MVP of Daddy's Little Girls?
MVP. Idris.
You think it's Idris?
I think so. Even though he can't fight, that bothers me. I don't want to give it to him.
With you, yeah. So you think it's Idris?
Well, no, you're right, because I feel like he could have did. Nah, it's Julia.
It's Julia.
It's Julia.
It's Julia.
She took the case. She
makes it all happen.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Monty for melting that ice.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
he ultimately made her care.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He was genuinely a good person that she saw. And I liked him. He was patient with her.
Yeah.
Because she didn't treat him very well at first. She was hot and cold with him, on and off.
But Julia helped when she didn't have to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she helped when she didn't have to. She cared
when she didn't have to.
Right? And so I think she's the MVP because I think she makes the happy ending.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody's better because of her. Who are your LVPs?
Ooh.
I probably already hinted what mine was by using plural.
MVPs.
LVPs.
The Goons.
The Goons? Yeah, the Goons.
The Goons are trash. Goons. They were the corniest looking Goons.
Oh,
except the essay, the Mexican dude, he looked like a real one.
Yeah.
But like the nigga with the afro or the braids, he looked like he had a costume on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like when they ran over after the accident.
Yeah.
Don't nobody got no gun. Ain't nobody got no gun.
You are absolutely right. You are 100% right.
These is drug dealers in the city of Atlanta. They got sticks.
Yes.
They got, extendos.
These goons were useless.
Tyler, you should have had at least one nigga shoot in the air or something.
Yeah. I was going to say that like that Gabby that Tracee Ellis Ross, that the girlfriends were, like the LVPs, because she could have just been having that experience just from bad online dating, and I just don't like them. I think they're like bad people. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's the
goon.
goons.
They were because even Terry, she didn't have to be that nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda, the character,
Brenda and Cynthia.
Yeah. But she, but there was a couple. They had the conversation like, he's not good for you. How you over here working with the help, and then dating the help? What are you doing? Yeah. That's a whack of her to say, and that's a shitty. He's not the help. He's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
He's a driver. He works in service.
Yeah,
the service industry. And you're too good for that because you went to college and you make six figures.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you know who he is though?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, is he the help or does he own the driving company?
Right.
He has 15 cars.
Show some respect. Yeah. That was a quick jump.
Yeah. And for her not to explain or her not to check her homegirl at one time. Yeah. But I think that was necessary for the plot, necessary to see why he had his doubts about Julia after a while.
And another little nitpick on Julia is without question she would have ran a background check on Monty very early.
A lawyer?
Yeah. who is the head of a firm?
Yes, and you say, is there anything I should know?
Yeah.
And he said no. But for him not to bring that up is crazy to me.
Yeah.
For him not to bring that up, that's another unrealistic part. Like,
I'm a registered sex offender.
even if you don't say that, I went to jail years ago when I was a teenager for a rape I did not commit.
I did not commit
rape.
I was at a party.
I had sex with a girl, and her parents found out, and she lied to save face. Said I raped her to make her seem like she was a slut bag.
Any overacting award here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The kids, I'm gonna stall them out.
Yeah, because they kids,
and they, for the most part, they did a great job.
Yeah.
So let me
little southern daddy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The youngest one had to be too sassy.
Yep. They dropped their lines. It was good.
Yeah.
They were serviceable.
Of course, Tasha Smith doing the thing, and Joe being just stupid nasty. Just Joe.
Yeah.
He could have been a little bit more gangster and not as loud of a gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a different type of drug dealer than Marcus was.
Yes.
The same city. I liked Marcus dealing.
Marcus would
his swagger more than
took his whole business.
Yeah. He was too menacing for me.
Yeah.
But Idris did his thing, of course, and baby girl did her thing. Gabrielle murdered.
What would Fresh do if he? How would Fresh get a start?
If it was Daddy's little boy,
yeah. Ooh, okay.
This movie wouldn't even make it past 30 minutes. Fresh would have had Joe in jail.
Fresh would have had
and
Joe in jail.
Mom would have been indicted too. Somehow,
Mom would have been indicted.
He would have planted evidence. He would have found a way to get that. And all of a sudden, his father, Monty, would have opened up his.
Would have had enough money
and had a package full of $800,000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To buy the business and the liquor store across the street. You know what I'm saying.
My man, Fresh. But listen. Put Fresh in every movie,
and he's making it better. Man, what you need him to do?
Yeah.
Fresh is the little 13-year-old version of Olivia Pope.
Listen, every movie I've watched since we've watched Fresh, I'm taking a beat to being like, nah, how would this movie be different? WWFD. What would Fresh do?
Hilariosity, man.
Okay, all right, let's get to the fist. 5-1. How do you rate Daddy's Little Girls?
5-1.
Yeah.
5 fists to 1 fist. This gets This gets a strong 3.
Yep.
A strong 3.
Yep. No debate.
And I know it might sound crazy because it's 5 and it's basically the middle of 5. It's an above average film.
Yeah.
It made me feel good. At the same time, because of the nitpicks, I wouldn't even say some of them weren't nitpicks. Some of them were actual, like, okay, I'm paying attention to this. We're film critics, you know what I'm saying? and we're dissecting things, and we're finding little chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
But I also can overlook certain things, but it's still, I still like the scene. This still works. This still works.
Yeah.
However, I wish they would have gave me a little bit more before the event of her falling in love came to place.
That's all.
You know what I'm saying?
It's literally judged by what was put on screen.
Yeah.
Right. Like based upon what you gave me.
Right.
This is a good. Like 3/5 is good.
Yeah.
Just the same way how we said that, like good, great, and excellent.
Right.
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 And so, in our 5 Black Fists are excellent black movies.
Yeah.
You know, our 4 are like, these are great movies.
Yeah. Feel good for us.
Yeah. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's Little Girls is just good.
It's a good film.
Feel good for it. This is a good three Black Fists. It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
Any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Yeah.
It's like I'm about to make a crazy analogy, but some of y'all probably haven't even watched this film, depending on how old you are. Like, there's Back to the Future, classic.
Yes.
And then there's Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
Good film. Funny, silly, goofy. It's not Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's almost like let's really age ourselves. Like Back to the Future is like a 5, right?
Right.
Like for me, like Adventures in Babysitting is a 4.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds, 3.
3. Solid, a strong 3 though.
Yeah, and then you can get into like Porky's, which is like a 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that's how it goes.
Right.
So,
of course.
Daddy's
Little Girls.
3 Black Fists.
And I think I think that's respectable. Yeah. You know, and we broke it down, and I feel like we did a solid breakdown of why we give it a 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Good.
I watched it. I enjoyed watching it. I got emotional in certain scenes. I like love stories.
Yeah.
I dug, even though it was too soon, but I appreciated when they actually were in love, and the things she was saying about being afraid of, like in this, she didn't want to be in this relationship or in this feeling alone. And you're not alone. Like, you know, those are real things. He touched on a lot of real good things that people can relate to. We're just seeing and noticing the things that kind of get rushed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, again, even as it stacks up against just standard black rom-coms, you know, it's still we just look just at that category. Yeah. It's not as good as Love Jones.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Or Brown Sugar.
I know. So, yeah. Right.
You know?
Exactly.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yes. True. It's a 3. All right, man. That's it, man. Daddy's Little Girls, man. Idris Elba, Gabrielle Union, Louis Gossett, Tasha Smith. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch y'all next time, man. I'm interested in hearing what y'all have to say about this film as well, about our breakdowns, our Black Bust review on this film. Let us know, man. So catch us next time. I'm your host, Big Ja.
Tony Perry.
You know what I'm saying?
Working on my script tonight.
Yes, indeed. Yes, you should, bro. Yes, you should. You should.
There we go.
Catch us next time, man. Be good or be good at it. I'm out of here. Pum to the max.
BlackBusters.